pediatricians. Pretty much they have a degree. They have a master's, bachelor's degree. They went to school for accounting. They make really good money. And 9 times out of 10, they are working for a white person. And a white person is paying them real good. Now, these African Americans, non-Muslims, right? Well paid. Strike up a conversation about African history or slavery. Watch how they change the subject on the job. And by the way, it's not forbidden for you to talk about African American history at your job. It's not forbidden. People talk about all type of stuff on the job, man. People are cursing on the job nowadays, and that's supposed to be pretty much bad etiquette at the job. If you're gonna talk like that, wait until you go home. But unfortunately, nowadays that's the norm. I've heard many people curse on a job. Working at a job, I've heard people curse. Doing business, hearing people curse, right? I've heard it myself. They curse on the job. That's the norm. So, if a person can curse on a job and I get fired, how come you can't talk about African history, African American history, and still keep your job? So when you talk about these things, right, all of a sudden they change the subject. All of a sudden they change the subject. They don't want to talk about it anymore. They say, oh yeah, did you watch the game last night? Yeah, I watched the game last night, man. But yeah, let's get back to talking about what we're talking about right now. Got the white person looking at both of them the whole time. Like you bet, in other words, indirectly saying you bet not talk about that. Because as soon as that person talks about African American history, about slavery and all of the stuff we've been through, guess what happens? The boss, he or she says, Solomon, come and see me for a moment. That's what they say. Come and see me for a moment. Come and see me for a moment. I need to see you. Come to my office. That's what they say. Come to my office. I got to see you for a moment. We have to understand their language. We have to understand their language. And that's exactly what these people do. That's exactly what these people do. You know, they invite you. Yeah, you can get this good job. You got a master's degree. You got a bachelor's degree. Yes, and you can have this job. But guess what? You can't talk like that on the job. And this is not even something offensive. You can't talk like that on the job. The boss calls you into the office and say, listen, would you and what's her name, Tamika, y'all talked about earlier, y'all can't talk about that no more. I talked to Tamika already. Now I'm talking to you. Y'all can't talk like that no more. No more. That's what they do. So those are coons, well-paid coons, right? Underneath people who are making the big money, like millionaires and stuff like that. Football players, basketball players, right? Right underneath them, you have people who got master's, bachelor's degrees, right? Coons. They can't say what they want on the job. They can't. All to get that check. 2016, house paid Negroes. Coons, Uncle Toms. All right? Now, let's get to us. The coons amongst us. Let's get to the coons amongst us now. Us African American Muslims. Now, amongst us, African American Muslims, we have coons amongst us. Now, what are they? How do you know them? Let me give you the definition of them. You got, for example, African American Muslim sister, right? She covers. She prays. Maybe she wear hijab. Maybe she wears niqab. Right? But she feels, when she see another Muslim sister, right? She feels embarrassed to actually